皆さん、こんにちは。
こんにちは。
これは Musings from Japan No.48。
そうですね、48。
そうそう、48番。これは私はマーク・マリンです。
私はグレイグ・テイラーです。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。So, for those of you who don't understand, this is Musings from Japan number 48.
48.
48,
That's amazing.
48,
when
48,
48.
48, 48. I like that. We can
48.
we can do doing gestures. So
That's
stupid.
right.
And
Oh,
and,
Mark, こんにち
and
は。
konnichiwa, good afternoon or good morning. Actually, おは
お
よう
はようござい
ございます。
ます。
Yeah, so
今、
we're
今朝ですけど、
うん。天気はどうですか？これは名古屋、岡崎は天気は。
天気あまり良くないんです。本当に
おそ
すごい雨ですよ。
う。
はい。
大変ね。
そうです。雷とか、
うん。
なんていう、悪い天気だよ。
でしょいっぱいの、水でしょ
そう
So
ですよ。
water is very high.
はいはいはい。そうです
ああ。
ね。
けどは、
そう。
何度ぐらいどのぐらい
ね、今日はね、ちょっと涼しいんです。
うん。うん。
気温があんまり高くない。例
ね。
えば、今日はね、だいたい27度です。
ああ、いい、大丈夫ね。
27度。そうですね。
なる
27かな。はい。ほら、私の天気です。
いい。やだ。これす
やだ。
ごい雨。いや、すごい雨。
そうです
あ
ね。
僕の天気。
ちょうど今。
ちょっと、僕はちょっとだけ、ちょっと
お、
雨。
もうすぐだよ。
いや、もうすぐそう。
違いますよ。今25度です。
あ、僕は
まだ涼しい。
26。
外はまだ涼しいです。
うん。
So I'm sorry, everybody. We're speaking in Japanese. And just,
Oh,
this is
that's
what
right.
happens when you live in Japan or you want to learn the language. You just use every opportunity you can to speak the language. And so, what did I do with you, Mark? I just started speaking in Japanese.
We just talked about, what the weather was like for us. And I asked you what was the weather like in Nagoya and Okazaki in your home.
And what did I tell our friends?
And you told us that it's raining. It's heavy rain over there, and I don't know the word for flood in Japanese, and you didn't know either. So we kind of
I
paused.
do know it. I don't know it.
I,
No.
I
Yeah.
when I hear it, oh, that's right. But
Yeah.
I don't use that word very often. But
No,
it's
and that's the tendency is when you don't use a lot of words, you may know them through the context of what you're
right, right,
experiencing,
hmm
but they're not relevant to you at the moment.
right.
But maybe we should if like maybe we should to fine tune our Japanese skills, maybe we should write them down on a flashcard or something.
Yeah. Are you going to do that, Greg?
Oh yeah, I will. I think I will.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
not.
tell you what
I'm
I'm going to
I'm
do
not.
is
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm going to
Well,
use
it
I'm going
takes.
to use my smartphone.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So we have
I
bad weather
yeah, it's
in
really
Japan right
bad.
now. Yeah.
And the past like since I've been here in Japan for the past 4 weeks, this is the end of we're beginning my fifth week in Japan. On my vacation, we've had numerous thunderstorms.
You've had a really bad, actually, you had tornado-like storms.
Yeah, yeah. The one time we got a tornado warning, and I've had the clouds, and it looked like the tornadoes could form from those clouds.
Mhm.
They were scary clouds, and that was a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago. But past
What
two or
I
3 days,
Yesterday I saw on the news that your area that there were some trees and houses, the roofs were blown
they
off.
had a big, massive tree fall down in Nagoya City.
Yeah, it didn't fall, it blew down.
It blew down. In fact, I'll
That
tell you
was
what. I was here when the storm was coming in,
mhm.
and you could see the lightning, you could hear the thunder, and then it'd get closer and closer and closer. And then when it was getting really close, a strong gust and downbursts, uh, they
the
what am
heavy
I trying to
rain.
say? Yeah, they
Yeah,
the downburst came, and it was really cold, and because it was cold air coming from the
right.
clouds,
Yeah, you
and
have
it
the
was the wind gusts were tremendous
right.
for just a short time.
Yeah, we're having kind of a weather event between in Japan. Japan's right in the middle of it, and you're in the middle of it because there's a high pressure system and a low pressure system fighting each other, and it's dumping everything in the middle of Japan and south. Here, we don't have the cold, but yesterday we're getting the fringe, the rain. So just walking to my car, all
In
this
in
rain.
in in America, in California, they'd call it an atmospheric river. It's a new term, but yesterday they
Wait a
had
minute.
on the news it
Uh,
was like goriru, something I don't know, and I've never heard the term before.
it was a gorilla
Like gorilla rain,
or
kind of like that, or
Gerida, yeah. I don't know if it
or
was gorilla, but I think it was like a Garita, like
I've
those
never seen that before, and
freedom
they had it
fighters.
in quotation marks
Uh,
in in the Japanese quotation marks, and then so they were talking about the weather on the news, and they were having continual announcements. So it's really bad weather here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hear a burst of thunder.
well, okay, so don't be frightened, anyone. So, well, today we're doing this Musings from Japan number 48, and what we're gonna do is also I'm gonna if it doesn't bother you, Greg, I'm gonna simulcast this on my Sakura Scholars podcast. Is that okay with you?
That'd be great.
Okay, so this will be good. So everyone gets to hear, us talk in Japanese, talk about the weather, how crazy it is here in Japan, but it's going to be fun. So today, actually, I have a topic I want to talk to you since now you've been here for the month and you've gotten back into the flow of Japan and stuff. This is summer, and summer always has unique kind of things that happens in Japan. And on my podcast, I've been talking about things already. Um, but I want to ask you about three things, Greg. So first of all, let's start with festivals. Have you done any festivals or seen any festivals in your neighborhood? Matsuri, as we call it in Japanese.
Well, it's still a little early,
Oh,
so it's July,
hmm
and more often than not, the festivals come in August. I mean, that's not entirely true, but Obon,
hmm
maybe you can elaborate more on the festivals, thing like that. But
Well, but I was talking more of the Matsuri, not the Obon things. Anything in your neighborhood?
not
Like,
right now.
oh,
But
okay.
we'll have a Matsuri, we'll have a festival. I believe it's in August,
Oh,
and
what do they do in your neighborhood Matsuri there?
they have games, and they have food, and they have drinks, and it's right at a I think it's at a temple, but it's just a 5 minute walk. It's a look at 5 minute walk from here.
Yeah.
Listen,
What
it,
what do you wear for the festival?
what do you call that? Is it a jinbei?
Yeah, you wear the jinbei. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do. So I dress up in traditional Japanese. What is that? A
Summer
summer outfit?
for men. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's very comfortable, and it looks like a kimono, in a way, or it looks like a robe, or whatever.
But
And so
it's like a half coat over shorts.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would. But you don't wear a yukata though.
No, no,
Does your your
I'd like
family?
to, but I'll tell you what. We'll get back to the festival. Just this past weekend, I went to the Nagoya Bay entrance, and I mean,
Hmm.
it's not called Nagoya Bay, but it's called Ise Bay or
Yeah.
Mikawa Bay, the large water body that's set south of Nagoya before you get to the Pacific Ocean. It's
hmm
massive. It's huge, and
Yeah.
so it was right at the mouth of the Pacific Ocean. And so there, I went to a onsen, or a hot spring hotel
hmm hmm
resort, and had it was just great. I had a great time with my family, and I wore a yukata there.
Oh, okay. So you got the hot water, you got the bath, and then you
I
put
got
the
all this
yukata.
stuff, and the great view, and the great food, and the total
Ah,
relaxation, the total getaway vacation.
nice, nice. Well, let's talk about that since the festivals haven't come yet, and they haven't come here yet either. They're going to come at the end of July or August. What kind of foods did you have? I mean, the food is not what you would have in winter or the spring. So, any special foods there
Oh,
since you're by the bay?
okay, so So in Japan, um, it sometimes varies by region or whatever.
Hmm.
Uh, but back to the festival, which is here, it's in
Okay.
August. We,
Okay.
you might find, maybe you'll find grilled eel there, unagi
Eel. Ah,
eel.
nice.
Yeah, that's a on a hot summer day. That's a Tokyo specialty. Even though we're in the Kansai area nearby, so and not Kanto.
Actually, not Tokyo, isn't it? Hamamatsu is famous for
Oh,
eel.
Hamamatsu is just less than an hour away by car.
Right. So I think
It's very
Hamamatsu
close.
is the place that's famous for eel in your area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Did you
they're
have any eel yet?
um no, I don't particularly like eel, but it's
No.
very popular. And I'm not really a seafood guy, but we've had seafood, light
Mm.
seafood, fish that's nice to eat. And my wife, I think she grilled that fish or she fried it or something, but it's delicious.
Oh,
And,
nice.
and yeah, but that's one of the popular things. And another thing about festivals in Japan
Mm.
is during August, if it's like an Obon festival,
Hmm.
where you remember your ancestors
Hmm.
dancing.
Oh,
I love to dance.
is this the traditional dance?
The traditional dance, and they also have some more recent popular kind of music that you dance to, but it's the traditional music that you would find at an Obon or a festival, and
Yeah.
it's
Now,
great, and
at
everybody
your
dances.
in every your festival, I believe from previous years, they have like a tower in the middle, and everyone dances around the tower.
That's exactly right.
Okay, yeah. They don't do that at a lot of places in Niigata, but I know because when I lived in the Kansai, that's exactly how you did it. So on the in the tower, you would have like a taiko player, a drummer, and
Yeah,
maybe
and the music comes from the
shamisen
tower.
and the fue or the flute, and they would do the traditional music.
Yeah,
Mike, yep,
yeah, it was
exactly.
it was great, and I went to that festival at least 3 times since I've lived in this neighborhood. But
Nice,
past
nice.
pandemic years, they never had them because the pandemic in last year, they didn't restart it again, probably for the same reason. But looks like this year they'll have it, which I'm so thrilled, but I'll miss it.
Yeah, there's no restrictions this year everywhere because what Niigata City, is they have one of the largest dance festivals in Japan. They close off from Funamachi, where our school is, all the way down to towards Bandai City and across the bridge. And they close off all the streets, and they'll put 10 to 15,000 people on the streets dancing to the same music.
It's pretty amazing. I've seen that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I
I've seen it in Niigata, and she bought the. Remember, if you recall, we went to a festival and a parade, and she bought
right,
and that was a special festival, and where you'd have the mikoshi, the
right.
portable shrines
Hmm.
on those carts, and there's bands with the flute player and the drums, and
In the cart, yeah.
it was just a great experience.
And they're smashing into each
Yeah,
other and
they're
fighting
fighting.
and
So it
physically
was
fighting. Yeah,
truly, truly, truly a memorable experience.
some crazy stuff. Yeah, festivals here in Japan. I think
They're great.
if anybody has a chance, I I know the summer is hot and it's very humid, but man, to come here at a festival time, it's great. It's great to see that. And the foods, like you said, in your area, eel is very popular. Here,
Yeah,
it's aji, uh, horse mackerel. Mackerel is very popular in the summertime. And there was some sweet stuff. Do you have any special sweets that you get at your festivals? You remember?
do you have any in mind?
Well, like here in Niigata, popoyaki.
Popoyaki.
Yeah,
I don't know.
popoyaki.
Probably so, but there's so many things, and I'm still learning. Even 10 years of living in Japan,
Mm,
being in Japan, and yeah, I'm still learning about things.
yeah.
I was remembering 20 years ago, about 19 years ago, we worked together, and I came and worked for you, um, for the entire summer. That was my first lengthy summer time in Japan. It was
Hmm.
19 years ago, so I was here 6 weeks, and I remember all the just learning all the summer things and the I'll tell you what I have had. It's not really food in it, but it's a low alcohol content level drink, and that's Chu High.
Ah, okay. Yeah. That's true. Chuhai is very popular in the
And
summer.
that's a nice thing to drink in the summer.
What's Chuhai? Do you know?
Chu High, isn't that made from like the Nihonshu or the no, it's
It's
I don't know exactly what it is. What is
it's a
Chuhai?
shochu.
Shochu, which is a type of sake.
It's a
Sake.
sake made from potatoes or sweet potatoes. It's a
Satsumaimo?
I don't know if it's that's a, I don't know which kind, but it's a kind they ferment. They squeeze it. They ferment the juice out of the shochu, and then what they do is they mix the shochu with flavors like lemon or lime or grapefruit or whatever, and the fermented potato gives you a nice a nice smooth kind of sake, but it's best served cold, which is a perfect summer drink. So I like
It's
chuhai.
very refreshing.
Yeah, it's refreshing, but it can be
So,
addicting. You have to be
but
careful.
but it's we just I was, like my wife and I will get a can, we'll split it,
Ah,
you know.
perfect.
But
Tall can.
no, just true. Just your ordinary can. But actually, and we've been, I don't know. I mean, there's summer treats that you can get, but and traditional things you make in the summer. One thing we had was we had an ise udon, which was a cold udon noodle,
Cold
and
udon. Wow.
that's a specialty of this area.
Yeah, see that kind of stuff. We don't have cold udon here that I
And
know of.
how about tarekatsu?
Yeah, that's what we have, tarikatsu, but that's
Yeah,
year
we don't.
round.
Yeah,
But you don't have tarikatsu in your
no.
area. Right. Yeah.
But I think, and that's I didn't realize that in Niigata the festivals were slightly different in that you didn't have that tower, where you dance around the tower.
They probably do in some of the local communities, but like in Shibata, they don't do that. They don't do that in Niigata. And I don't know about the other areas really. I have never seen a tower here. But when I lived in the Kansai and I played in a taiko group, I remember festival season. I played in six different small communities. I played in the tower,
Oh,
and
cool.
I'm afraid of heights. So,
Well,
up there's
that's
no
interesting.
dun 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 dun, dun,
They
that's tough.
they um they also have, like, this festival right over here. It's a local community festival, so it's
Mhm.
the people from these neighborhoods. I mean, people wouldn't come from all the way across to Okazaki to go to this festival, but there's a lot of people there,
Yeah,
and the shrine is all lit up, or the temple, whatever it is,
right, right,
and it's
right.
all lit up, and then they have stands for food, and both hot and just all, and the games and drinks, and the dancing takes place around the tower, as you said, and they have actually two rings. They have one ring, an inner ring and an outer ring.
Oh,
So that I remember, you could dance on the inside ring if you wanted,
wow.
and sometimes, so when you get a lot of people there, so it's
This year must be a special year after they're being canceled for a few
oh,
years.
it's
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 gonna,
great. I really wish I could be here, but I'll be back working in America. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, the other thing about the activities in summertime, I mean, that are very popular here are fireworks. Did you ever see any fireworks, big fireworks in
oh,
Nagoya?
there's fireworks all the time, and I can't remember. See, here fireworks are so common.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, in Okazaki or even in Japan, it's not uncommon to see fireworks almost nightly, or once a week or something.
Well, people buy you can buy your own fireworks here at a convenience store. There's no like in California, remember there was always restrictions because of dry season or a fire hazards and things. People buy them here at the convenience store and they go down, they shoot them off in the front yard or in the at the beach, in the mountains. You know, it's very common here. But I'm talking about the big fireworks festivals.
Yeah, we have those festivals here. I think you probably could talk more about Nagaoka, for example,
Yeah,
and
that's one of the best five in Japan is
the
Nagaoka
best
fireworks.
in the entire country, and
Yeah,
it's just a 20-minute ride on the Shinkansen from you.
yeah. But over the weekend they're going to get 20 to 30,000 people will come to see it from around Japan. It's 2 day festival in Nagaoka.
Oh, I thought it was up to 100,000.
Well, it could be. I'm just saying that's what I know. The numbers on maybe it's a 20,000 a day. Maybe it's a 40. I don't know. It's
Oh,
just nuts.
it's massive. Nagaoka, it's so famous, and you can even watch it on TV, and
Right.
they show. I mean, it's so famous here in Japan.
And I know there's a special delegation coming from Hawaii, from Honolulu. Because Honolulu is the sister city of Nagaoka, and they're spending over a delegation this year because they haven't been able to come because of the pandemic. Now they're going to come, and they have a special stage that they make for them, so they're going to be the guest of honor to see this. So, but you know why fireworks is so popular in Japan?
No, never
Isn't
thought of that.
that, you never think of that. I was thinking about it, and I was just checking with some people. Basically, fireworks, of course, everything of these importance came from China, as you know,
Right.
and and basically they were done to ward off evil spirits. Now, remember, you talked about it just briefly about Obon. Obon Festival is
Festival of the Dead.
right. That's the time that Japanese people go and they go home and they pray or give respect to their ancestors who have gone, kind of like a Dia de los Muertos in Mexico,
In Mexico,
you
that's
know,
right.
right? But fireworks so traditionally were shot at that time, so the evil spirits will be scared away, and the ancestors could come back and their spirits could rest at peace. But now you know fireworks are just a way of showing off the prosperity of your community, to show your spirit of your community. And now it's even gone as far as to be kind of like a commercial program, something that has a message. Like the Nagaoka fireworks are all completely designed to commemorate or remember, not commemorate, that's a bad word, keshte,
Mm.
erase that, to remember the firebombing of Nagaoka by the U.S. military during World War II. That's why the fireworks are so huge, because they represent what happened to them. And in Honolulu, they do a Nagaoka fireworks show in Honolulu, and I got to see it this last year. And they shot it in the bay, and it also commemorates Pearl Harbor for them. So there's two distinct events of World War II that two cities are now forever linked, and
Yeah,
they
but
do this,
that
and they
Nagaoka fireworks show is absolutely out of this world.
right, and now that is the link, and we use it as a way to promote peace, and that's what Japan's all about. So it's kind of cool, kind of
Yeah, I
cool,
remember
but
one time I was in Tokyo on the day of one of the days of the Nagaoka fireworks, and I was going home to Niigata. I lived in Niigata and Shibata at the time, and everybody in my car, almost everybody from Tokyo in my car, got off at Nagaoka to go to the fireworks.
and you probably had the whole car by yourself
It was
all the way
great.
into
For the
Niigata.
next 20 minutes, I had the car free to myself.
Yeah.
And I remember another time is when they were having Matsuri, the Niigata Matsuri. Um, I said, I don't want to go tonight. And so I got on I was right by the station, and I got on the bullet train, and I took the bullet train to go to Tsubanme Sanjo. And I went and
Hmm.
had dinner in Tsubanme Sanjo that night. And that was a lot of fun. And then I came back to Niigata and the fireworks were over.
Right. Good timing. Yeah. Because
Or
you
actually the main festival part was over, but even Niigata has terrific fireworks, and I used to live in the west part of Niigata, and I can't remember. I think it was at least definitely it's once a week we'd have fireworks over by the Kencho. The
Right, because I think that by the Kensho would be Kurosaki. So Kurosaki would have its fireworks. Maki would have its fireworks. I remember driving home. There would be by the, by the Agano Gawa, the Agano River, crossing the bridge going towards Toyosaka. You remember that, Greg?
oh
There would
yes,
be
very
there'd
well.
be fireworks there, so I'm driving and I can watch the fireworks
No,
just
I
sitting at.
I even remember 19 years ago driving in your car, riding in your car as you were driving, and seeing those fireworks that you're talking about, just lighting up the horizon.
Yeah, you're just off driving on the highway and then boom, there's the fireworks. Yeah, and that's how it is all summer. And actually, I think this next week will be the beginning because next week is going to be a holiday
Umi
this
no Hi.
weekend. Umi no Hi. Yeah. What's that
So
in
it's
English?
yeah, Monday,
Right.
this
Umi no
coming
Hi
Monday,
is Japan's Sea Day or commemoration of the sea, the ocean. So,
being
so
that Japan is an island country, and they get a source of it's a source of life, and
blah,
for
blah,
Japan,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
So
But it's another
yeah,
way to put a holiday in the month. That's
yeah, and so my wife will be home from work. Right now
oh,
she's at work, so
hmm,
I'm just like relaxing and
right.
doing what I want to do, and not to say I. Anyway, you get the picture.
Well, that's good. That's you all have a great day. So anyway, well, and see, foods, fireworks, and festivals, man, those are the big thing. And then on my podcast, I talked about Suika Wadi. You know Suika Wadi, Greg,
A watermelon?
right? You take a stick, put the watermelon, you put a blindfold on the person, and then they try to smack the watermelon.
Oh, like it's like a piñata. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I bet.
forgot that.
And actually, it was funky because there are three stories that I found that could have. One of them has to do with Nobunaga, has to do with him, but I don't know if it's true or not. But basically, as the samurai used to cut fruits and vegetables as a training, so this was another part of their training. So anyway, that's a popular game, in the summertime at the beach. And then
I one of my favorite movies from 20 years ago or so, maybe, yeah, about 20 years ago. It's called Kikujiro no Natsu. So
hmm,
Kikujiro's summer.
summer, right?
Yeah, and the music in it's great. It's by a very famous person who writes for the Studio Ghibli movies, um,
Mm.
Joe Hisai.
Hisaishi, Hisaishi
Yeah,
Joe. Yeah,
and so it's a very famous music and movie. And in this movie, they had that watermelon game that you were talking
right.
about,
Yeah,
and it was a
yeah.
summer. It was summer, so they were in the summer, and it was hot, and they were doing all these summer activities, and
That's what you do. You smack a watermelon. But the
it,
the one thing the one thing that I like about the summer food that I wanted to talk about was you got close with udon. It's yakisoba,
oh, of course, sure. I've
and
had yakisoba probably at least twice
right? Is that
since, and in the past 4 weeks. I know we've had yakisoba one time. I got to tell my wife about that. We need to have it again. I think it's time to have it again.
that's it? Today for lunch or dinner, you have yakisoba.
Yeah, I'm
But
definitely going out to lunch today, but I've been eating lunch here at home. But yakisoba, I love yakisoba, and you
mm,
fry the noodles and on a skillet or a grill,
teppan,
and
yeah.
yeah, and you have and then put your mayonnaise if you want mayonnaise on it, and oh, it's delicious.
Mayonnaise. I don't put
Mayonnaise,
mayonnaise
yeah.
on.
You don't put
I
mayonnaise on yours?
no.
I just load mine up.
Yeah, see,
The
for me,
zigzag.
yakisoba for me is always barbecue. I don't
Yeah.
have yakisoba at home. You cook it on a barbecue, which is I always thought that barbecued noodles. What a
We
funky
have
thing.
over there under our microwave convection oven, we have a grill, that mostly we cook yakisoba on it, or we have yakiniku on it, or we have French toast. So Sunday I'll have French
Perfect.
toast. My
Wow.
wife always makes French toast for Sunday breakfast.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. And
Perfect.
so yeah, by the way, this is a detour.
Okay.
You ever had this?
The heck is that? Protein,
It's a protein drink, and it's called
saffron,
Deer
dear
Deer
natura.
Natura. And so it's a
This
protein drink. And I had this. You mix it with milk, and it's
chocolate.
kind of tasty.
It's chocolate
And it's
flavored
all these,
soy.
all has all these things in it, all these
Mm,
ingredients.
mm,
So anyway, that I liked. I've had that a couple times, and oh, what's this? I'm sorry, I'm going off subject here,
I
but
like
I'm
this.
showing you a little about this is what's this?
And more soy stuff.
It's it like a omiyage?
What's this? Soya. I don't know if it's a cookie or a cracker.
It's a cracker, a cookie. I think it's a cookie. And
Mm.
so that's we used to have like I'd have tuna sandwiches or hamburgers there, cheeseburgers, because they don't need to be refrigerated
You'd
if
have
you
a
buy them
stack of
ahead of time.
cheeseburgers,
Yeah, I'd have some cheese. I definitely had tuna sandwiches. I'd have my tuna sandwiches, my Yamazaki tuna
Yamazaki
mayonnaise
bread.
sandwiches.
Yeah, yeah,
How is
yeah.
it that they do there? Are they loaded with preservatives? Is that how they do it?
The tuna fish.
Yeah,
The
because
tuna
it
fish
doesn't need
here. No,
refrigeration.
tuna fish here. No, no, but they eat fish. They don't eat it cold. I mean, fish here is fish. They have
Yeah,
dried
well,
fish. I
anyway.
mean, it's different. So
So and I had some bananas over there. I didn't want to show you my bananas, but I'm sitting at the kitchen table. This spot right here is where I eat. This is
and
my
where you
spot
do
on
your
the table.
musings from Japan.
Yeah, and I did a couple probably early on, probably about 40 45 musings from Japan ago,
Yeah,
because we this is our 48th. So I did a couple from over there. I did a couple from in my bedroom. I think I did one in the living room. I don't
you
know.
did one in the living room. I remember.
Yeah. But
Well,
it's great.
yeah,
So anyway, I'm having a great summer, eating good summer foods. Eel is a summer specialty in Japan, or especially Tokyo on a hot
mm,
summer day.
mm,
And
right.
temperatures have, I heard in Saitama, just north of Tokyo, the other day, the temperature
Mhm.
was 38 degrees.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's, what is that, 100, almost 100 or
Maybe
over
it's
100?
like it's over 100, like 102,
Yeah.
103.
Now, and when I say 38, we're talking 80% humidity.
Right on top of that.
We're talking crazy 80 or 90% humidity. It's really hard.
Well, we're having these extreme weather conditions. I learned that yesterday watching American news.
Oh, there you are.
So now I changed my vocabulary. Extreme weather conditions.
That's,
Anyway,
yeah, anyway. So,
anyway, I'll leave it at that. So, well, anyway, Greg, we're gonna wrap this up, man. And I don't know if I'll get a chance to talk before you leave Japan back to work. But I hope you had a great time. But I can say this honestly, you look a lot better than you did the last time we did musings,
oh, great. I feel
and
great.
and you sound better. So this has been a great vacation for you.
Yeah, I've been walking and it's been a great time spending it. I instantly acclimated to life in Japan. The moment I got off the plane,
Perfect,
I was here.
perfect.
So it's
You're
great.
home. You're home.
Yeah. This is my home. This is
Just
my
leave it at
family
that.
home right
Yeah,
here.
and and uh, and I hope that you'll be back soon.
Let me say one other thing is I use my Japanese as much as I can.
Hmm.
You can get by to a certain extent with no Japanese in Japan,
Right.
but there is a time where you would need it, and and you really need to have the skills of speaking Japanese, but you can only do it, in my opinion, for the most part, not entirely 100% correct, but you need to be here. You need to
Yeah.
be here to do the Japanese, to learn the Japanese, to speak Japanese, and not to be afraid to speak Japanese. Like my daughter, sometimes I say to her in English, I say, we mostly talk in Japanese, but I do talk in English because I want her to hear from a native speaker. So,
Mhm.
and so I've been actually, I've been, working on my Japanese skills. So you never stop. You never stop, no matter how long you've been speaking the language. So,
That's right.
yeah.
But what's nice is that you have the opportunities to use it
And
when
I
you're
use
here,
those opportunities.
and you use it a lot. So for everyone out there, that's the key. Whatever you learn, use it.
That's
Use it
it.
or lose it. Use it or lose it.
That's
So,
it. That's it, Mark.
all right, man. Thank you, Greggy.
Thank
So
you,
this
Mark.
is this is the end of Musings from Japan 48
48
and Sakura Scholars. And I don't know the episode this will be, but just look it up get it on your favorite podcast site, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast, we're there, Sakura Scholars. And also, if you want to send any questions or comments, you can send it to my email at mark.marin@nsg.gr.jp. And any comments okay? I don't mind. Anything's okay. Even negative comments. I bring it on. Bring it on. Onegai shimasu. So anyway, so for Greg Taylor, myself, 皆さんありがとうございました。Greggy, お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございます。
Hi, so this is the end of Musings from Japan, number 48, and Sakura Scholars. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.